So I watched Wicked for Good at an early fan screening, and was it any good? So Wicked for Good is, of course, the sequel to the very popular first movie that is an adaptation of the Broadway play. As far as I understand it, the original Broadway play is like 2 hours long, and then they decided to stretch it out into 4 hours and make two movies out of it. And that's actually the first weird thing about this movie is that I almost feel like they could have made a third movie. It's like the opposite of the Hunger Games, where they stretched it out for no reason. It's like I feel like, and again, not having seen the original Broadway play, I feel like they stretched it out and then added so much to it that this second movie weirdly feels rushed. But let me actually say some good things before I get into the stuff that I just truly don't like. I think that the visuals are still really good. The set design is still top notch. I actually appreciate the cinematography in this one over the first one because in the first movie, a lot of the musical set pieces felt just like big for the sake of being big. And, you know, you have a bunch of dancers dancing and a lot of extras, and it's all impressive because of how, oh my gosh, how are they able to coordinate all these people? In this one, the musical sequences are a lot more personal. They're a lot smaller scale, but they actually use camera movements and editing to really enhance the emotions that are being conveyed by the characters and the songs. So I actually appreciated the musical scenes in this movie more than the first movie. Now, as far as if the music is any better, I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you. After seeing both movies, the only line from any song in Wicked that I can remember is the whoa, 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 whoa bit from Defying Gravity. I don't remember any of the songs. So take that however you want to take it. The performances are still really good. I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande really shine in these roles. I also really like the tone of this movie. This movie is a lot darker than the first one. There are things that happen in this movie that I would not have ever guessed. I'll just say that. And I mean, don't worry, I'm not saying that you can't take your kid who loves the first Wicked movie or anything, but you know, some moments might scare them a bit. The negative aspects of this movie ultimately just come down to the story and the pacing, where I just didn't buy the story. I did not believe that the characters in the movie would be doing the things that they're doing. And to be fair to this movie, it's probably just because this is the story of the musical, and so they're just faithfully adapting it. It feels like they've set up these characters, and then they're like, oh, but this needs to fit into the Wizard of Oz. It feels like they've sort of subverted your expectations of, hey, the Wicked Witch of the West is actually good. But then they have to like make it that work with the original Wizard of Oz. And so it just makes a lot of these character changes not make much sense to me. Now, I will give another caveat. I have never seen the Wizard of Oz, which I didn't think I needed to because I thought that both of these movies took place before the Wizard of Oz. That's not true. Wicked for Good takes place in the middle of the Wizard of Oz. So that's another issue with this movie is that if you've never seen The Wizard of Oz, there are going to be a bunch of like Wizard of Oz characters and there are going to be a bunch of moments from The Wizard of Oz that are just like weirdly jammed into this movie and you're not given like any context for who these people are. It is a movie that assumes that you've seen The Wizard of Oz, and so you can just kind of imprint all of that understanding onto it, which I understand. And again, it might be the way that the play plays out, but that then makes this movie not stand on its own, which I feel like a prequel should. Especially because, as I understand it, this is not canon to the Wizard of Oz movie. So, like, they're in different universes and timelines or whatever. And so it just ends up being this very unfulfilling experience where it feels like you're trying to jam square pegs into round holes in order to fit with a movie that I've never seen and isn't even canon to your franchise, and that feels like it's lacking any verisimilitude with the characters that you've set up in the first movie and in like the first half of this movie. Now, the other thing about this movie is that I find the message to be the most nonsensical thing possible. So I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens, but I will tell you what I perceived the message to be. If you consider that a spoiler, wait for me to put my hand down. I understood the message of this movie to be that it's actually okay for the government to lie to its citizens because the truth would make them upset. That's what I understood it to be. You know, it'd be like if somebody said that you shouldn't release the Epstein files because Republicans are too stupid and emotional, and their day would be ruined if they learned that Donald Trump was a bad person. It makes no sense where this movie goes. So look, I assume that if you enjoy the play, you are going to like this movie. I watched it with two people that are mega fans of the play, and they absolutely loved it. So at the end of the day, who cares about what I think? But this is coming from the perspective of somebody that is just watching these two movies as standalone movies, that has never seen the play and has never even seen The Wizard of Oz. And I think that these two movies should stand on its own outside of that. And unfortunately, the second one just doesn't. So do what you will with that information, but that is my review. That is how I feel. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did you run out to an early fan screening to watch it? Let me know what you think. Are you planning on seeing it, I think this Thursday? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, like the video, subscribe, do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.